Good morning, Dumelang Sanbonani Absheng. Welcome to this beautiful Sunday morning.
What a very chilled, chilly.
It's hot, but it's chilly.
Yeah, the sun
hot.
is out,
It's August.
but it has that Cape Town weather.
That cold wind.
Yeah.
Welcome to another show. Weekend Express on this beautiful Sunday morning with me, Mariki Bothma Ntomzama Zulu Zinhle Ntombi. This is the only TV station or national station where you find umlungu khuluma isintu, purely isintu, and you find abantu abamnyama bakhuluma isilungu only.
Purely Isilungu.
Welcome to another beautiful episode right here with me and
Masachaba Kobola. Toyama Mandurokana.
Yes. Very
Very important to remind the people who you are.
Yes. But now, how do white people have itagazelo? Do we even
have them out?
Mina ngazo zikadinga novels ononyana umkabadela bakapetela inkundla yabulawa abantu tsengeza intaba zimakhele. But that is for another day. We have an exciting 2-hour show for you. We have good news coming up. Yes. With Rorisang later on. We've got Kuku coming with the Zulu news. True. And then we also have, as usual, entertainment.
That's what we're here for.
Well, what do you have in the news for us for today?
These are your headlines. Dr. Verjay Ramlakhan was buried yesterday. The DA held their first virtual policy conference. The Minister of Tourism says that international borders are set to open soon. Moving to your stories. The former Surgeon General of the National Defence Force, Dr. Verjay Ramlakhan, passed away at the age of 62 on Thursday, the 27th of August 2020. Dr. Ramlakhan was the former personal physician of the late President Nelson Mandela. Dr. Ramlakhan was a freedom fighter in his own name and right who, at the height of repression, served as a member of Umkhonto weSizwe, charged with the responsibility of commanding Operation Butterfly, an underground command structure in the Greater Durban area. The ANC said that Dr. Ramlakhan belonged to a coterie of distinguished freedom fighters who sacrificed their personal comfort for the liberation of the rest of South Africa's people. They also said that they salute this outstanding activist of their struggle for liberation and deep their revolutionary banner in his honor. And he was buried yesterday. Let's take a look at how he will be remembered.
Program Director, Brigadier General Lomo, allow me to acknowledge the Honorable Minister of Defense and Military Veterans, the Honorable Minister of Health, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal Province in absentia, members of the National Executive Committee and the PEC of the African National Congress, the entire leadership of the Tripartite Alliance present, the stalwart Ubaba Mek Maharaj, and all veterans, generals, officers, warrant officers, non-commissioned officers, comrades, friends, and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, allow me on behalf of the Chief of the South African National Defence Force, General Soli Shoke, who couldn't be here, to convey our sincere condolences to the family. I want to say that isizwe silahlekelwe. Lucky are those who knew VJ, those who can count themselves as his comrades, as his friends, as his colleagues, for their.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, also attended the funeral in order to pay contributions to Dr. Ramlakhan, also highlighting how he was selfless and always fought for a better South Africa.
of the exploited and downtrodden masses, workers and peasants of our country, as Oliver Reginald Tambo once said. VJ was amongst the many South Africans who, at the time of brutal oppression, when the nation was left with only two choices, either to submit or to fight, had to opt for the latter and joined the ranks of Umkhonto weSizwe. Lieutenant General Ramlakana's passion for the love of the people became the defining narrative of his life, his dreams, and his aspirations. These are the dreams that were carved on the fundamental principles of the people's struggle, that were premised on the uplifting of the quality of life of all South Africans, especially the poor. These are the dreams that spurred him to join Umkhonto weSizwe and subsequently to become a member of the South African National Defense Force. It was at that time when becoming a member of MK leaves you with two choices. You were either to be incarcerated.
Moving to the next story, the Democratic Alliance held their first policy conference. The DA said that the values and principles document they will adopt is the social contract they would like to co-sign with the people of South Africa. They also said that it is the point of departure for the rest of their policy positions, and their conduct will conform to it, and they'll measure themselves against it. The party said they had always said that they stand for freedom, fairness, opportunity, and diversity. They added that this is a chance to reaffirm these commitments and others such as to a social market economy, evidence-based decision-making, redress, and non-racialism. The DA stated that at their DA policy conference this weekend, they will take the lead in confronting the socio-economic challenges facing millions of South Africans and get behind a common set of solutions. Let's hear the update that DA national spokesperson Solly Malatsi gave regarding the policy conference.
Hi everyone, my name is Solly Malatsi, the national spokesperson of the Democratic Alliance. As many of you know, today we are having our policy conference. So to give you an update of the developments underway in the policy conference, the first day is dedicated to the discussion, adoption, and ultimately voting on the draft values and principles documents that are being deliberated by the delegates. We have to date discussed, adopted, and voted on the draft constitutionalism and the rule of law, the separation of powers, the separation between the state and the political party, and the principle of non-racialism. We are currently having a 15-minute break now, and we will have another update for you around.
The Democratic Alliance had also said that by integrity, they refer to the integration of a person's words and actions. They also said that they will strive to actively live the values we profess in our values and principles document and to hold each other to account. At their virtual policy conference, the DA also said that South Africa's best hope to recover from the current economic situation is to pivot from failed government policies towards a high growth trajectory, and said that it is the reason why their conference is important. Let's take a look at what the DA Federal Chairperson, Ivan Meyer, had to say.
Hi, my name is Ivan Meyer, Federal Chairperson of the Democratic Alliance. Over this weekend, the Democratic Alliance came together to develop its first virtual policy conference. This is a historic moment for the Democratic Alliance, bringing together on a virtual platform more than 200 members to discuss various policies, various values and principles of the Democratic Alliance. This is significantly important as we embark next year on the local government election. Many of these policies that we've developed are foundational to the Democratic Alliance. We've adopted a number of values and principles here today, principles like the Constitution, the constitutional rule of law, the whole issue of integrity, principles of separation of powers, but also very importantly, principles of fairness, principles of democratic accountability. These were a number of significant policy choices that we discussed here in a very open democratic accountability platform. Everybody had a significant opportunity to make input into the policy platform. We have discussed these policies, we made certain amendments and certain adoptions over this particular day here today. Tomorrow will be the second day of the policy conference of the Democratic Alliance. There are millions of people unemployed, who have lost their jobs, we have lost hope for South Africa. And therefore this Democratic Alliance policy conference is aimed at giving hope through a new policy architecture that will inspire hope and confidence and take people out of poverty. We are excited about the prospects of tomorrow. This was a significant day and we have adopted the key policy principles that will shape the future of South Africa right here over this weekend.
Moving on to the next story. As the Minister of Health, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, had an organization called Healthcare Heroes ever since South Africa had been attacked by coronavirus on the month of March. There have been many health workers who have been talking under the Healthcare Heroes to tell the people of South Africa how it is being like a healthcare worker, but also giving people tips on how to take care of themselves and how to fight against COVID-19. We now take a look at Dan Mieni, who is a pharmacist from Alex CHC, who said that if there are people on chronic medication, they should not default on their clinic appointments.
My name is Dan Mieni. I'm a pharmacist here at Alex CHC. During this COVID, we had some challenges, especially with patients that were from other provinces and also from visitors from outside the country. But we managed to help them with the medication. We didn't turn anybody away because it's important for patients to adhere to their medication. And even now, please, if ever you are taking chronic medication, please come to the facility. We don't turn patients away. We make sure that we give you for a month. If ever you are not supposed to go to where you are taking medication that month, you can come here, we'll help you. It's very important. You mustn't default your medication.
Moving to our next story. Tourism Minister Mamuluko Ngubane said that her department will submit a plan on the recovery of South Africa's tourism sector to Cabinet shortly, including the reopening of international travel. In a National Press Club meeting on Friday, the minister said that the plan will focus on the continued growth of the domestic tourism industry, as well as the restarting of international tourism industry, and to work towards the reopening of international travel. She also said that in this way, through regional coordination with the country's regional partners, they could create a regional travel bubble. The minister also added that Africa land markets form the bedrock of tourism in South Africa. This region alone accounts for 71% of international arrivals. This would give a further boost to the recovery efforts of the sector. Ngubane said her department's plan envisages a scenario in which virus spread stabilizes by September, with recent health data showing that this is not off the mark rather.
I think that's all you had for us for now.
Yeah, for now.
It would be great to have a quick break and
Skokumoya, breathe a bit.
siphuza amanzi,
Badale ama-commercials.
Yeah, why ufuna ukhokha umoya? Eh? Besikhipha nizona. We'll be back right after the break. Don't go anywhere. Right here on Weekend Express with me, Umariki Bothma, Tomzama Zulu, and Masechaba. We'll be right back.
Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful!
This is exactly what I was looking for!
DJ Khaled!
It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action.
I like it when it's nice and soft.
Yeah, that is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Hello. Being a legal practitioner in South Africa in these challenging times demands lawyers that will help clients beyond legal issues. The ever-changing demands in commerce and tourism require lawyers who have sound and clear business and commercial knowledge, and that's where MB Chabangu Incorporated comes in. Our business, mining, tourism, health, labor, and economic knowledge encapsulated with law and litigation experience gives us an advantage in the legal sphere. Our experience in assisting businesses, government, and various industries with their needs puts us amongst the many progressive and striving law firms in South Africa. Now, to contact our attorneys for assistance with any of the mentioned fields and others, please call us on 012-341-4187 or send us an email on admin@chabangu.co.za. MB Chabangu Incorporated, where problems meet solutions.
The coronavirus outbreak.
Experience the extraordinary.
Tremendous waste and tremendous fraud. Mexico is, in fact, you will soon find out.
It is a day to celebrate.
We don't approve at all what's going on.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily unusual.
Challenge your ordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Welcome back on Weekend Express. Sahleli nami uMasechaba Gobola ngihamba noMariki Bothma, and she will be taking you throughout the bulletin, the rest of the bulletin.
A business owner and job creator from rural Eastern Cape has built her business into a global force to be reckoned with. Just 2,000 in her pocket. Inspired by a TV show on restoring vintage cars, Nosipho saw a road out of poverty and an opportunity to develop industry and skills in the remote rural town of Mount Fletcher in the Eastern Cape. With a 2,000 rand that was in her pocket, she bought a rusted 1947 Pontiac. Let's stop right there. What is a Pontiac? Do you even know what car that is?
No. No.
You don't?
No. I know cars, but a Pontiac, no.
I'm not a cars fan. Are you?
I am.
Oh, well, let's see. I mean, if she can use 2,000 rand, buy this 1947 car, 5 years later, the 39-year-old employs 4 people in a business, Lereko, trading classic cars. The business has a customer base of vintage cars enthusiasts from all over the world and is currently completing the Small Business Academy program presented by the University of Stellenbosch Business School. She was one of 19 small business owners sponsored by Joe Ngabi Economic Development Agency to participate in the program aimed at empowering entrepreneurs to grow sustainable business in the Eastern Cape. The mostly rural Joe Ngabi district includes Aliwal North, Berkeley East, Burgersdorp, Maclear, Steinberg and Ugie. Previous involved in the construction industry, now combs the dirt roads and farms on the area in search of disused classic cars dating from as far back as 1930s to the 1970s. She buys and restores them to their former glory and marketing them around the globe via social media. She has taken on commission from all over South Africa from owners of old cars in need of restoration and also hires out her restored vehicles for special events and photo shoots, as well as participating in classic car shows all over the country to promote her business. She said that her and her team have a passion and a love for these classic old cars, reconstructing them and restoring them to an excellent standard and value for money brings joy to them and their customers who get to drive a unique vehicle and feel like a king or a queen. America's ambassadors to Zimbabwe urged Southern African Development Community to be more proactive in helping resolve the challenges faced by the country. Ambassador Brian Nichols said the regional bloc should assist in promoting national dialogue. He also said that the country is facing yet another drought and food insecurity problems, and SADC can play a vital role in supporting that effort. Tensions between the two countries have been on the rise since June after the Southern African nation was named as one of the foreign advisories, exploiting nationwide protests in the US over the killing of George Floyd. World Health Organization Director Mr. Tedros said he had heard people describing high COVID-19 death rates among older people as fine. He then said that when the elderly are dying, it's not fine, it's a moral bankruptcy. He also urged people to continue following lockdown regulations and to also follow simple rules like sanitizing and wearing of masks, as the pandemic is not yet over.
And safely, while remaining ready to respond rapidly to any new clusters or amplifying events. Once again, I want to reiterate the 4 priorities we urge countries to focus on: prevent amplifying events, empower people to protect themselves and others, focus on the public health basics, and protect the vulnerable, including older people and those with underlying conditions. COVID-19 has preyed on people with non-communicable diseases such as cancer, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and respiratory disease. Globally, Once again, I want to reiterate the 4 priorities we urge countries to focus on: prevent amplifying events, empower people to protect themselves and others, focus on the public health basics, and protect the vulnerable, including older people and those with underlying conditions. COVID-19 has preyed on people with non-communicable diseases such as cancer, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and respiratory disease. Globally, NCDs their risk factors are increasing vulnerability to COVID-19 infection and the likelihood of worse outcomes, including in younger people. The odds of developing severe COVID-19 have been found to be as much as 7 times higher in patients with obesity. Smokers have been found to be 1.5 times more likely to have severe complications from COVID-19.
Dr. Tedros also said that the World Health Organization had launched new publications and policies that will include treatment for people who have anxiety and the medication that they will be given to help them with what they are going through. He said that COVID-19 had affected the people with anxiety the most, and they have believed that the new steroids will be able to help them cope with this pandemic.
The pandemic has underscored the urgency of addressing non-communicable diseases and their risk factors. Next week is Global Week for Action on Non-Communicable Diseases, which aims to increase accountability by governments, policymakers, industries, academia, and civil society to reduce the NCD burden globally and increase health and equality. Today, I'm pleased to launch a set of publications that have been developed under the UN NCD Interagency Task Force that call for urgent action on NCDs during and beyond the pandemic. First, we call for the voices of people living with NCDs to be heard in all discussions about policies that directly affect them. Second, we call for global financing instruments to be extended to low-income countries that request support for non-communicable diseases. And third, we call for constructive dialogue or partnership with the private sector. Because people with NCDs are at high risk of severe COVID-19, finding effective therapeutics for these patients is a high priority.
So, Sundowns or Chiefs? We are girls. You know they say girls are not interested in soccer.
I'm not. For one,
okay.
I'm not.
Okay, but Sundowns or Chiefs?
Sundowns.
Why? Because we need.
No, for the house.
Oh, sorry. Wow.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Wow,
I'm
but
kidding.
congratulations
to them. But it's a pity, man, with Chiefs. They've been leading throughout, and then all of a sudden,
you know, I had this conversation last night with someone. With that, it Chiefs, it's a depression. You know, and the question was, okay, so it Chiefs, it so they are fighting each other, saying no, we didn't lose.
Hey, we drew.
But Oksala, you don't hold the cup.
Yeah, you didn't hold the cup.
You lost. Well, congratulations, obviously, to the Sundowns for winning the cup.
Absa
Premiership Cup. But anyway, it was a very interesting news bulletin we had.
It's always important to know what's happening around us, and before that, and after that, I mean, just to ease up the mood, we need to have good news.
Yeah, it's time for good news. With who?
Let
us go over to good news. See you soon.
I think you work hard as a team, and credit given to the teammates, to the boys. You know, they really pulled the fight, and we were really willing to fight till the end. And this one is for the fans that kept us going throughout the entire season.
It's for who?
For the fans that kept us going throughout the entire season.
Thank you. nothing that looks like that. And it's the sweetest of them all. It's number 5, by the way.
It's number 5. Yeah, how are you feeling? Ecstasy.
Ecstasy, my friends.
Ecstasy.
But I'm waiting for Saturday to have another one next to this. Then this thing will be proper.
Get another one.
Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful!
This is exactly what I was looking for.
DJ Khaled!
It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action.
I like it when it's nice and soft.
Yeah, that is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Hello. Being a legal practitioner in South Africa in these challenging times demands lawyers that will help clients beyond legal issues. The ever-changing demands in commerce and tourism require lawyers who have sound and clear business and commercial knowledge, and that's where MB Chabangu Incorporated comes in. Our business, mining, tourism, health, labor, and economic knowledge encapsulated with law and litigation experience gives us an advantage in the legal sphere. Our experience in assisting businesses, government, and various industries with their needs puts us amongst the many progressive and striving law firms in South Africa. Now, to contact our attorneys for assistance with any of the mentioned fields and others, please call us on 012-341-4187 or send us an email on admin@chabangu.co.za. MB Chabangu Incorporated, where problems meet solutions.
The coronavirus outbreak.
Experience the extraordinary.
Tremendous waste and tremendous fraud. Mexico is, in fact, you will soon find out.
It is a day to celebrate.
We don't approve at all what's going on.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily unusual.
Challenge your ordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Good morning, Sanbonani, Dumelangi, Absheni, and hello, and welcome to Good News right here on Galaxy Universal Network, channel 500 on StarSat. And you know what they say, right? One positive thought keeps negativity away. Well, I just made that up, but I really hope you're having a fantastic Sunday today. And today I am not alone. I am joined by the gorgeous Miss Alma, a voice to be reckoned with. Hello.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
I am excited. Now, just moving on to the headlines before we get into other stories. Now, about 1,300 special needs learners are to benefit from bus initiative in KZN. And the South African Police Service launched quarantine site in Pretoria. And then also then in our entertainment stories, Trevor Noah makes it to the Fortune 40 under 40 list of most influential people in the world. And of course then I'm joined by Alma, and we're going to be in conversation about the stories and your story as well. Awesome. Are you feeling good this morning?
I am.
Anyway, so moving on the first story now. Deputy Minister of Basic Education Regina Mahule and Department of Basic Education KZN MEC Kwazim Shengwe handed 15 buses for learners with special needs as part of the continuous project of the department's aim to reassert the rights of the special needs learners. Now 20 buses will further be produced within this financial year. Now let's just have a look there. So we see that now the Basic Education Department now is actually giving out buses to special needs learners, and I think it's quite a beautiful initiative to actually see, because sometimes unfortunately we see them not being recognized that much. You know, it's always about the able, if I may put it like that. So it's actually beautiful to actually see 1,300 learners having to benefit from this.
Definitely. I think the world has been made in such a way that it's there to fit the able, like you said, and sometimes it's easy for us to forget that there are others who need more assistance than we do, and so it's really great to see such an initiative. Really beautiful to see indeed. And then also moving on, actually also in KZN, they're actually building schools as well. There's a school that they built in additional classrooms at, and we know that unfortunately this quarantine time has actually hit lockdown rather has actually hit the country bad, and we saw kids now being at home and actually not even know what to do with themselves. It's quite sad. So I really like these initiatives that they're doing. So just moving on, now we're talking about school, right, Elma? I just want us to get into you and what it is that you've studied and what it is that you are actually currently studying right now. Okay, so I have studied BCom Law. I'm a BCom Law graduate. I get to say that now.
Yes.
It's still new for me to hear it, but I'm a BCom Law graduate and I'm studying communication management at the University of Pretoria.
And how has that journey been?
It's been quite a phenomenal one. I've been one of those kids who, straight from when I was born, I've always wanted to be a CEO, you know, like that visionary businesswoman. At first, I didn't really understand what that meant. But now, after doing BCom Law, after doing communications, and hopefully doing my MBA later, it just feels like the pieces are finally coming together and I can see that businesswoman.
And then where is that link? I mean, BCom and now communications, is there a link? Maybe you're going to use them side by side, or what is the decision behind all of that?
It's a really great question. It's a question I get a lot because mostly people do BCom Law and then they go into LLB. But then I did BCom Law and I went into business. And the idea behind it is that BCom Law is one of those foundation degrees. Like if you're going to go into any field of business, it's so important to know the legal knowledge behind business. And so me doing BCom Law as a first degree was to get that foundation. And then with communications, I don't think you can make a business work without the ability to communicate. The marketing side of things, the public relations side of things, and then finally with the MBA, just getting that CEO leadership knowledge, putting it all together and doing the businesswoman things.
Look at you, look at you. How old are you? Can I know a lady never reveals her age, but I really think it's quite important for the context of this conversation. Like at your age and already, you know, you're doing great things. How old are you?
I am recently 21.
Wow. And already you've got a degree in the bag, you pursued another, like, wow, big ups, really big ups. I'm really proud of you. Really great. And then also later on, then we're going to be talking about what you actually do as a voiceover artist. I think that's something I'm more excited to actually see. But let's just go for a quick ad break right here on Galaxy Good News. We'll be back with more stories and continue with our conversation with Elma. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still tuned in. Good news right here on Galaxy Universal Network Channel 500 on Starset, and we also see you there on Facebook. We really appreciate you, and we're really hoping that you are having a fantastic Sunday this morning. Now, just moving on now to the story of the days. Now, as we had mentioned, with now the 3 blocks of classes who were donated by Isibaya Community Trust at Maidstone Primary in the KZN province were officially open, and isiZulu pictorial dictionaries were also donated to support the reading campaign.
We're here today as part of the continuation of a program that we started sometime last year in November, where we're basically reasserting the rights of our learners with special needs. Last year, November, in one school in Pinetown, we unveiled 8 buses that were tailor-made for the learners with special needs. I'm sure all of you will know that these learners, they do not form part of the normal scholar transport that we provide as a Department of Education. So we then took a decision to procure a bus for each and every special school in the province. We have 74 special schools in the province. So last year we unveiled about 8 buses. Today we are unveiling 15 buses, and they will be distributed to the identified special schools across the province. We have also procured another 20 buses, which are in the manufacturers now, to be tailor-made to fit the needs of our learners with special needs. And once they are done, we are going to unveil them again. The aim basically is to ensure that we give what is due to the learners with special needs. We don't want them to feel as if they are charity cases, as if we attend to their needs once we are done with the rest. So the plight for the learners with special needs has actually taken a center stage of the department. We have not only unveiled the buses today, as it were, but we have also given out assistive devices such as braille books, but also the tablets that will be assisting learners who are deaf in the main to be able to communicate with other learners, but with also the teachers in terms of their needs. So this is the program that we are going to roll out. Obviously, the pace will be determined by the available resources, but what is important is the will and the commitment that we have in the department to say all our learners are equal and they will receive equal treatment.
So just moving on to that story now of the books now, of the isiZulu books that were actually donated. Now, I just want us to talk about the importance of tracing back, our languages and where we come from as youngsters. How important do you think that is?
I think it is so important. So I'm from Cameroon, which is a country in West Africa, and we have over 270 languages there.
Wait, what?
270 plus.
And we are here with 11 languages, and you're thinking that's a lot.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it's a lot of languages, and sorry, it's a lot of people as well. So every single community you go into has a new language, and unfortunately now those languages are dying because people are leaving and going overseas and not seeing the importance of them. So I think it is so important for us to preserve and protect our languages. Yeah.
Amazing. So which language do you speak then?
So my dad is from the Oshe tribe, so I speak Oshe from my dad's tribe, and then my mom is from the Meta tribe, so I speak a little bit of Meta from her tribe as well. Yeah.
So how do I say hello, just briefly, in one of those languages?
Aniye.
Aniye.
Yeah.
And that is?
That is an Oshe.
Oshe, Aniye. All right, it's cool. And because we are celebrating Heritage Month in South Africa right now, and I really think it's actually beautiful to be celebrating each other's diversity.
Definitely.
So just moving on then into the second story, and we can continue with our conversation. Now, the South African Police Service launched a COVID-19 quarantine site in Pretoria, West Gauteng. Now, the SAPS wanted to extend their sincerest appreciation to the ministers of the Department of Public Works and Department of Health for ensuring that all quarantine sites for the police are approved.
The Department of Public Works, together with the Department of Health, in their endeavors to identify the isolation and quarantine sites for the community of South Africa at large, were also instrumental in ensuring that the South African police members are also prioritized in this regard. We want to express our sincere appreciation to the ministers, to both ministers of these two departments and their officials for their support in ensuring that all identified sites for the police are approved. The Minister of Police, together with our Deputy Minister, were extremely concerned about the positive cases that were rising within the police ranks, as our cumulative figures were currently going to be alluded to by our National Commissioner. The National Commissioner also responded in the early days in directing that members of the South African Police Service cannot die alone in their homes while in isolation or quarantine when we have facilities that are empty which can be utilized in this regard. Some of the employees do not have ideal facilities for quarantining themselves in their respective homes. They have to be taken to the Department of Health facilities, where some felt that their lives are threatened because they are being quarantined together with the people that they might have arrested, especially during the time of the implementation of these regulations. POLMED, as a caring medical aid scheme under the leadership of the Board of Trustees, responded together with the Principal Officer, Mayor Khauwe, and her executive in an amazing way and have provided a relief. The details which shall be alluded to later on by the Principal Officer of POLMED.
Now, they also urged people to still be vigilant, as there are over 200 members who are still hospitalized in isolation and a large amount of members in quarantine.
We need still to be vigilant as we speak. We currently have just over 200 members who are hospitalized in isolation, let alone the huge numbers that is on quarantine. This is not a nice-to-have facility, but a need, and only a caring organization can come up with such an idea to save and protect its employees. We observed the state president encouraging employers to identify isolation and quarantine sites for their employees as the Department of Health was being overwhelmed by the situation. In this case, POLMED responded to the call, hence we are here today to witness the unveiling of this facility. We also have another facility that is ready, just as this one, in Bishop Lavis in Cape Town, under the police facilities, which is the Police Academy. However, as directed by the Caring and Concerned Board of Trustees of POLMED, facilities were made available in all 9 provinces with more than 2,000 beds in order to ensure the needs of our members and their families are catered for during this difficult moment. Deputy Minister, your undivided support is always welcomed and appreciated, as well as our National Commissioner of the South African Police Service. Therefore, you are all welcome this morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you all. Sit back, relax, and witness the historic event in the making as we, POLMED, respond to the terrorized members of the police by this pandemic. I thank you.
Now, Alma, we see that people, are going out and just being appreciative of people who have actually been there for them now. Who are you most appreciative of?
So I would have to say, hands down, I'm most appreciative of my parents. So starting with my mom, she's one of those formidable women who raised 3 individual young women who are not afraid to stand up for themselves, who are doing the absolute most out there. And then also my dad, who enabled us to just shine. Like, he wasn't one of those dads who thought, now that I have 3 girls, it means that they're going to do girls things, society standards of what girls have to do. But he was like, you guys need to be the best versions of yourselves out there, whether you are better than guys or you're better than girls, you just need to be the best. And so I'm so appreciative of both of them.
And I really think it's really important to be appreciative right now while they're still alive. It's quite sad that sometimes you only see people not being appreciative only when someone is gone, and we never get to say thank you enough. And I really think it's something that we just need to get used to on a daily, just to say, I appreciate you, I love you, and I care.
I agree.
Just moving on now in our entertainment stories. Now, we see South Africans are making waves internationally. Now, South African comedian Trevor Noah continues to shine globally. The comedian made it to the prestigious Fortune 40 Under 40 list of the most influential people in the world, and the list was announced on Wednesday. Now, Noah is featured in the media and entertainment category, which mixed successful stars and some of the brightest emerging talent in the world. Now, he is in the same category as talented entertainers like Beyonce, Lewis Hamilton, Zendaya, Zendaya, and Marcus Rashford, among others. And this is the first time Trevor gets featured on the list. The publication described Trevor as one of the most visible comedians in the US. Now, the caption says, since 2015, South African Trevor Noah has become one of the most visible comedians in the US and beyond, as the host of The Daily Show on Comedy Central, succeeding the wildly popular Jon Stewart. And Noah is also an actor, writer, producer, and political commentator. The publication also highlighted his 9 Emmy nominations and 1 win. Wow. We see South Africa is making
No, they're
big
doing
waves,
the things that need to be done.
Like amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Now, just talking about entertainment, and you know, COVID-19 unfortunately has really hit people bad. And now getting into what you actually do, just tell us how COVID-19 has personally affected you now.
So personally, I would have to say I'm really fortunate and really grateful to God that I've not been affected that much by COVID-19. As a student at the University of Pretoria, all of our lectures have moved online. So our classes have not been hindered, they've not been slowed down. If anything, work has gotten even harder with COVID-19. And then in terms of the work that I do as a voiceover artist, there was a long time where we weren't allowed to actually go to studio. So I had to invest in my talent. I had to spend money to get a home studio so that I could still record and send to my clients. So if anything, COVID-19 has pushed me to an comfortable position, because you need uncomfortability to grow.
Sure.
So okay, I can't say I'm grateful for it, but it helped me.
It helped. So talking, I'm sure everybody's now wondering, what is it that Alma actually does? So what do you do, Alma?
So Alma is a voiceover artist, a conversation strategist, a presenter, and all things that involve speaking.
Let's go back to conversation
strategist.
Strategist.
Yes.
What is that now?
So a conversation strategist is someone who could moderate and move conversations. So we are a world that is based on conversations, and we need to discuss things. And so a conversation strategist is there to make sure that those discussions are, heard, and that people's voices are heard as well.
Is it a thing?
It is a thing. I researched it. It is a thing. So when you see like the panel discussions that happen between the UN and the African Union, the person who moderates those discussions is called a conversation strategist.
Amazing. Well, we learn every day. We learn every day. And they just tell us, maybe, where do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years to come?
So first of all, very motivated by Trevor Noah over there. I mean, I originally used to just think, Forbes 30 under 30 list, I'd be happy with that. But then there's Trevor Noah, who's making, those lists for the whole world. And so in 5 years, you said 5 to 10 years?
Yes.
In 5 to 10 years, I'd like to see myself working, but at the same time giving back to the community in an amazing way. I'd like to see myself having an influence in Africa and having an influence in Africa's children and Africa's women. In 5 to 10 years, I'd like to see myself making a name for myself and being known as that voice to be reckoned with on a national and continental scale.
It's amazing. I just want to know, at such a young age, what actually pushes you to actually, push through these boundaries?
So I think what would push me is those around me, those that I don't even know, but the young people who have someone to look up to. For the longest time, we as Black people, we as Africans, and we as women have not had representation. We haven't been able to look in the media or look at anything and say that, hey, when I grow up, I want to be like that person, because we weren't represented in books, we weren't represented in movies, our stories weren't told. So I'm motivated knowing that there's a young person someday who's going to look at me and say, I want to be like her one day, or I want to be even better than her one day, and that keeps me going.
And then what advice do you have to that young African girl right now, just been pressurized with the world and want to become something that they're not? What advice do you have to say to them?
I would say strive for excellence in all spheres of life. I would say strive for individuality and not conformity. Break those glass ceilings, push yourself, be whoever it is that you want to be the best version of yourself, and put yourself first. I think it's very important as young people that we sometimes are a bit selfish, and we really put ourselves first, and we put in that grind, and we just strive to be the best version of ourselves.
Amazing. And I just need to trace back a little bit now. I just want to know the transition that happened from back at home in Cameroon and coming here. I just want to know, how was it? Were you well received maybe, or did you struggle a bit, with acceptance?
I'll be honest with you,
Yes.
right? So when I moved to South Africa, we went to KZN first, and I'm sure that you know my isiZulu wonderful people. They love the Zulu culture,
Yes.
and I respect that because it's good. It means they're very patriotic of who they are. But at the same time, it can be a little bit of a detriment when they, refuse to accept others who come in. So it was one of those things where the first day I stepped into school, it was like, are you a refugee?
Sure.
And then I tried to make friends with the black girls because Cameroon is predominantly black. So obviously I was attracted to my people.
Yeah.
And then I got to them and they were like, they spoke to me in Zulu and I was like, sorry, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then they're like, why not? And I'm like, no, I'm from Cameroon. And they're like, and so?
Sure.
As in, they don't speak Zulu in Cameroon. And so it was a really hard transition trying to find myself. And then when I tried to make friends with the white people, it was like, are they being friends with me because of pity? The struggles are not the same. And so it was hard. But over time, I learned the culture. I learned to just embrace who I was and, tell people the story of internationals or foreign nationals and tell them a different story because most often than not, people just have that single story which creates a stereotype and all they need is to hear different stories.
Amazing, because like most of the time we don't really see maybe people from outside actually flourishing and doing great, and I really commend you for actually pushing the boundaries and saying, you know what, this is me and I found my voice and I'm actually going out to say. But I also want to know how are people maybe from South Africa received in your country? Is it different from how we treat you guys this side, or how does it go?
So it is wildly different. Back home, it's one of those things where they'll treat foreigners better than they'll treat their own locals, right? So Cameroon is called Africa in miniature because of the different cultures, the different terrains, and the different foods that we have. So literally, if you arrive the country, it's almost like you get a grand welcome. People want to know, where are you from? Oh, you're different. You're from another country. What do they do in your country?
Yeah.
Come to my home. Come eat my food. Come do this with me. Let me take you around. And so we are a very welcoming nation back home. And I mean, it's something that we can all learn. Like you said, it's because also we're so exposed, 270 languages. We've been forced to get to know different cultures and different people. And that's helped us in being welcoming.
That is amazing. I really, really enjoyed having you in studio. Thank you so much, Alma, and all the best with everything that you're doing. And you look gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you so much for having me.
Africanism right there. And that is Alma, a voice to be reckoned with. Do catch her on all her social media platforms. Where can people get a hold of you?
So people can find me on Instagram. I was in the Twitter streets, but those streets are dangerous. So, so I'm back to Instagram, just elma.akob, so elma.akob, and you will find me there.
Amazing. Watch the space world as Alma takes over. And that's all we had for you right here on Galaxy Good News on Channel 500 on Starset. And wishing you a very, very blessed Sunday. And manje, we're gonna go and posele intambo gugugugatusi with indaba zesiZulu. Goodbye.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful!
This is exactly what I was looking for.
DJ Khaled!
It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action.
I like it when it's nice and soft. Yeah, that is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Asinibingelele sinamkele kweze sizulu ku weekend drive. Igama lami uGugu wakathusi angikuthulele zona zisashisa mbukeli. Ezihamba phambili zithi iqembu leMamelodi Sundowns lidle umhlanganiso. Kweqe iziboshwa ezintathu ejele laseLowcop. Bazohlika ezikhundleni abanamaqala enkohlakalo. Ushiye phansi uJohn Moody. Uvele phambi kwekomishani uVincent Smith. Mbukeli, iqembu leMamelodi Sundowns lidle umhlanganiso izolo ngemva kokushaya iqembu leBlack Leopards ngamagoli amathathu eqandeni. iMamelodi Sundowns ithathe isicoco seAbsa Premiership ngemva kokuthi iqembu leKaizer Chiefs lehlulekile ukushaya iBaroka FC. Okuye kwaholela ekutheni bangabi namaphoyinti anele ukuthi bathathe isicoco. Nanka amazubela omdlalo.
I think you work hard as a team, and credit given to the teammates, to the boys. They really pulled the fight, and we were really willing to fight till the end. And this one is for the fans that kept us going throughout the entire season.
It's for who?
For the fans that kept us going throughout the entire season.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, Money Heist, there's something that looks like that, and it's the sweetest of them all. It's number 5, by the way.
It's number 5. Yeah, how are you feeling? Ecstasy.
Ecstasy, my friends.
Ecstasy.
But I'm waiting for Saturday to have another one next to this. Then this thing will be problem.
Get another one.
Mbukeli, sinezifinqiwe indaba ebezenzeka kuleli viki. Ezinye zezindaba ezihambe phambili kuleli viki ukuthi kuyaqhubeka ukuphenya kuyaqhubeka ukuthungatha kweziboshwe ezintathu ezeqe ejele laseLowcop Correctional Center eGoli. Lezi ziboshwa uAsiphe Mfusi Zinyathele, uRuben Kemi noTsepo Mogomane. Lezi ziboshwa zinamacala abucayi. Okhulumela umnyango wezokuhlonyeliswa kwezezimilo umnumzana uNxumalo uthe balindele umbiko ozobanikeza imininingwane ukuthi lezi ziboshwa ziyeqe kanjani kulesi sikhungo. Uphinde wabika nokuthi bekulindeleke ukuthi lo mbiko ufike ngolesihlanu, kodwa uphinde wagcizelela ukuthi ithimba lamaphoyisa asesifundazweni saseGauteng kanye kanye nomnyango ozokuhlunyeleliswa kwezezimilo bayaqhubeka nokuthungatha lezi ziboshwa futhi bathembisile ukuthi basebenza ngokusemandleni. Unxuse umphakathi ukuthi uma kunolwazi abanalo basondele futhi babikele amaphoyisa. Siqhubekela phambili odabeni lethu. Ngomsombuluko sibone umongameli kanye nesigungu esiphezulu seqembu leANC bethula esithangameni sebezindaba bethulela abezindaba nomphakathi ngesinqumo abasithathile ngemva kokuthi kube nezikhalazo eziningi ngenkohlakalo, nalapho umongameli ebike khona ukuthi onke amalunga eqembu atholakale anamacala wenkohlakalo okanye ukukhwabanisa akuzomele ahlike ezikhundleni. Nakho akushilo umongameli.
The NEC reaffirmed the position taken at its meeting of 31st July to 2nd August in 2020 that the ANC needs to draw a line in the sand between the organization and those who steal from the people. The NEC agreed on decisive action that needs to be taken to tackle corruption within our own ranks as the ANC and across society. In this regard, the meeting received a report from the National Working Committee on the work undertaken to collate information on the individuals within the ANC who are facing charges of corruption or other serious crimes. The NEC welcomed the report and actions being taken at various levels and resolved that these actions must be completed as a matter of urgency. This must be accompanied by public accountability. The NEC agreed that this will be a turning point in the fight against corruption and accordingly decided on the following. The NEC endorsed the contents of President Ramaphosa's letter to ANC members of 23rd August as a clear articulation of the policies and positions of the organization and agreed to the implementation of the points of action contained.
Mbukeli, ezinye bezihamba phambili kuleli viki sibone lo wayengumongameli weDemocratic owayengumholi weDemocratic Alliance umnomzana uJohn Moody ethula ukuthi useyahlika esikhundleni naseqembini uyahoxa eqembini leDemocratic Alliance nalapho ebike khona ukuthi yena akasaboni leli qembu njengendawo eyikhaya futhi ubike nokuthi ukholelwa ukuthi kuzoba nabantu ababala elensungwa abazosula abaningi kuleli qembu ngenxa yokuthi kunamacala okucwasa ngokobuhlanga. Nakho akushilo umnomzana uJohn Moody. uJohn Moody uphinde wabika nokuthi lokhu ukusula kwakhe kuyimbangela yezimo eziningi ezenzakalile eqenjini futhi uye wabika ukuthi akasaboni iqembu liyindawo eyikhaya kwezepolitiki futhi uphinde wabika nokuthi uyathemba ukuthi konke azokwenza ukuqhubekela phambili kuzosiza ekuthuthukiseni iningizimu Afrika futhi kuthuthukise nomnotho waseningizimu Afrika. Uma siqhubekela phambili mbukeli nezinye futhi ezihambe phambili kuleli viki loyo owayengusihlalo kukomiti elibhekele ukuhlunyeleliswa kwezezimilo umnomzana uVincent Smith uvele phambi kwekhomishani kaZondo nalapho ebike khona ngodaba lwemali anikezwe umnomzane uAgrizi. Phinde wabika ukuthi ukunikezwa kwakhe imali ngumnomzana uAgrizi akuhlangene nenkampani yeBusasa kodwa uboleke imali ngenxa yokuthi efuna ukukhokhela izimfundo zendodakazi yakhe. Nakho akushilo umnomzane Smith.
I did not borrow any money from any company. The loan agreement was between me and Angelo Agrizi. And there is correspondence to that effect by way of an SMS. My loan agreement was with Angelo Agrizi. And the reason why I had this agreement with Angelo Agrizi in 2015, a few months, I don't know the time frame prior to that, Angelo had come to me to ask, for instance, to help him with an unemployed son. I do this all the time in my constituency. And he came to me, and I indeed was able to do that. I, in turn, also went to him when my own son developed behavioral problems. And he referred me to a service provider who could help him with that. So the point I'm raising, Chair, is that there was some sort of a cordial agreement with me and Angelo. And my loan, and it's borne out in the correspondence, was with Angelo. The final point I want to make on that one, Chair, is that nowhere in the records of the deposit, for want of a better word, Is there any reference to Bosasa? It was not Bosasa. I had gone to Angelo Agrizzi on the basis of the relationship that we had created, made a personal loan with Angelo Agrizzi. The money was put into my account. I paid for the school fees. It was never ever a Bosasa agreement. It was an Angelo Agrizzi agreement here. So I just wanted to correct that I never made a loan with a company. It was with an individual.
Mbukeli bekungako esikuphathele kona namhlanje la kwezesizulu kwa Galaxy Universal Network Channel 500 on Starset. Qhubeka uhlale nathi ubukele ezinye inhlelo zethu ezimangalisayo. Kuze size sibonane ngokuzayo nisale kahle emakhaya.
God is so amazing.
Feel the heat.
The Bible says that through his death on the cross, we are now reconciled with our Father.
Forgive and you shall be forgiven.
So wherever God takes us, we're just excited about it.
As a child of God, where you are, you must have an hour of prayer.
Feel the excitement.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus.
I believe that God is working right now.
Feel the heat with Starset.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful!
This is exactly what I was looking for.
DJ Khaled!
It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action. I like it when it's nice and soft. Yeah, that is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Welcome back on Galaxy Universal Network. You're still watching The Weekend Express with me, Masa Chabakobola. And here in studio, I have with you representing Madiba of Forex. I can't name, he asked that I shouldn't name his name. I shouldn't mention his name rather. So before we get into things, can you just tell us a bit about yourself and who you are?
Okay, hi guys. I can't really say my real name for safety issues. We go by the Madiba of Forex. We are basically a learning institution for Forex-related issues, Forex trading resources, Forex trading systems, and Forex signals. We chose the Madiba of Forex name because we are doing this in his memory. All our resources are for free.
Okay.
Our signals, our education, and our research and information is for free. So we're doing it in his name, in his honor, and his memory, because he was a giver, and that's what we do, we give. And on top of that, if people are unable to fund their trading accounts, we often host competitions so that we can fund their trading accounts and then help them to grow them.
All right, I'm going to ask you something quite absurd. Why, firstly, you don't look like the Forex traders that we normally see on Instagram with their lavish lifestyle, their lavish clothes. So what makes you think people are going to fall into the idea of you helping them make money? Like you come to me with Forex trading and we the price, see the cheap things, you know? So what makes you think I'm going to trust you with my money?
Well, here's the thing. I don't need to look like money to teach someone how to make money. One only needs to look like money so that they can make you pay them for them to teach you how to make money.
Exactly.
So looking like money is just me trying to make you fall into what I want to say. So I'm not here to sell a lifestyle, I'm not here to sell anything. I'm here to give the information and the knowledge that I've acquired.
Can one really make money in this Forex industry? Isn't it like the the
Triple M.
Yes, triple M scheming, the triangle.
Nah, it's not. It only becomes triple M scheming because of the mentors that we have on Instagram. You keep giving people money for them to teach you. You keep giving them money to give you signals. You're not supposed to do that. In Forex, you can actually make money trading the actual markets. You just need to keep your money to yourself. And that's the movement that I want to do. I just teach them how to do it for free so that they can see and believe that Forex is real. All these Instagrammers have really made it hard for people to believe that they can make money, but you can make money, and I'm here to prove it.
All right. I'm guessing people out there don't understand the difference between Bitcoin and Forex trading. So now can you just make a brief explanation of what Bitcoin is and what Forex is, and how does the Forex industry work in brief? Just to explain the Forex. What do you do? The trader in, because I normally see the graph and I'm like, okay, what is happening?
So Bitcoin is basically a cryptocurrency. It's a currency that you can invest in. People see it as a huge investment because of its volatility and movement. It can move from $5,000 for one Bitcoin to $10,000. It has reached very highs. At some point, one Bitcoin was like above 100,000 rands. So imagine if you bought one Bitcoin at 10,000. That's a huge investment. So in Forex trading, basically, you're trading those type of movements. Imagine USD, the dollar against the rand. We were at 15 rands.
It's close to 16 rand something now, I think.
We were at 15 rands initially.
Yeah.
So when you're a Forex trader, you are basically taking sentiments and analysis to assume or speculate where the market will be going. So if you say, I'm buying the dollar against the rand at 15 rands, and then now we are currently at 16 rands 50, like you're saying, then that means you've made 1 rand 50 profit each and every movement. Do you understand?
All right.
So that's in Forex trading, you're trading the movement of currencies. So when the dollar loses value, you're trading it. When it gains value, you're trading it. So even if the South African economy fails, if you're a trader, you are making money when it fails because you're betting on the fact that it's failing.
All right. Just explain what brokers are. Because I've heard of these terms: brokers, traders, Instagram mentors. What are those?
Well, a broker is basically, in simple terms, like the middleman.
Okay.
They connect you to the financial markets. The Forex market trades over $6 trillion each and every day. So the broker connects you to that. You trade through the broker. Without the broker, you cannot trade the financial markets. There's been a trend that the broker is your enemy. Well, that's a lie.
Okay.
It's all these Instagram phenomena just to create hype and get money from people, but actually the broker is supposed to be your friend. The broker is your friend, because you cannot expect to make millions if you're saying that the broker is your enemy. The one thing that people need to understand is that the broker that you're trading with needs to be regulated with the FSCA, needs to be regulated with financial institutions that approve regulations. That's it.
All right.
In terms of traders, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in trading, that's us.
That's what you explained. Yeah, you explained it briefly.
We are the traders.
And what are the Instagram mentors?
I wouldn't call them mentors. We would need to really define what a mentor is. Yes, honestly. I would say mentor wannabes, but then I wouldn't want to say anything like that. But then they just hype boys.
They're just selling dreams.
Selling dreams, that's it.
Yeah.
Selling dreams. I said you can make money on Forex. I'm not saying everyone can make $1 million. That's not what I'm saying. But you can make money on Forex to afford your own lifestyle and live off of it.
All right.
I don't want to sell dreams.
My last question I'm going to ask you is, what can people do? We all know people have been scammed throughout, like WhatsApp,
a lot of things.
So what can people do if they're being scammed on Forex, not the WhatsApp scams and whatsoever?
I think what they can do for them not to be scammed, one, they need to stop being moved just because someone is buying Gucci every day.
True.
That's not smart, that's flexing. They need to start following information. They need to start following legitimacy and not a lifestyle. Those people are selling you a lifestyle so that they can afford the lifestyle that they want to live.
Yeah.
And you're buying it. So, but if you've really been scammed, what you can do is just report it. As long as you have like a bank statement, proof of payment, and all of those things. I mean, there are shows, more South Africa, that it's a lot of shows. You can really get there and try to expose those people. But the best thing that you can do, avoid following a lifestyle. Don't get intimidated.
All right then, we were being taught about Forex, and we can't name him because of safety reasons. Representing Madiba of Forex. Let's go to an ad break. After the ad break, we will be with Mariki, who will be with interviewing an artist called Baby Jesus.
God is so amazing.
Feel the heat.
The Bible says that through his death on the cross, we are now reconciled with our Father.
Forgive and you shall be forgiven.
So wherever God takes us, we're just excited about it.
As a child of God, where you are, you must have an hour of prayer.
Feel the excitement.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus.
I believe that God is working right now.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful!
This is exactly what I was looking for.
DJ Khaled!
It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action. I like it when it's nice and soft. Yeah, that is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning and a warm welcome once again on Galaxy Universal Network, channel 500 on StarSat, and this is Pan-African Morning.
Hi, Sudi Melang. This is still Pan-African Morning News right here on Galaxy Universal Network. And of course, we are fearless, zero favor and zero fiction.
Warm welcome to Galaxy Universal Network, channel 500 on StarSat.
Catch the Pan-African Morning Queens, Sasanda Kwabikuto and Balisa Muchiminyani every weekday at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on Galaxy Universal Network, channel 500 on StarSat. Catch us on all our social media platforms. It is Galaxy Universal Network on Facebook, at @gun_TV on Twitter and Instagram. Visit our website on www.galaxyun.tv. You sure don't want to miss out.
Welcome back to Weekend Express with me, Marik Bothman, Ntomza Mazulu, Zindli Ntomza KZN. And just before the break, we were with Master Chaba and learning more about how the forex trading works. And obviously there are a lot of scams when it comes to trading. But I think, and I hope and believe that we learned a lot from the previous interview. Well, right now it's time for our entertainment section. And today we have who we call Baby Jesus.
Hello, Mama.
Baby Jesus.
You can call me baby.
I can call you baby. Oh, I can call him baby. How you doing?
I'm all good, Mama. Can't complain.
I'm all good. Who is Baby Jesus?
Baby Jesus, humanitarian, artist, vocalist, guitarist, mostly a lover. A lover of people, lover of music, lover of everything beautiful.
Okay, you're a lover of all things beautiful. But who are you? Who are you when I'm man?
Na ke motlo ngwa sekgwane wa tlo ko pepe go sihletse go tlamega thera ko nya ke I was born in Lesotho. My name is actually Dumi. So that's basically me in a nutshell. But otherwise, I'm a music lover for days. Yes, ma'am.
And where did your passion for music come from?
I think I grew up in a household where we appreciated music, you know, so from an early age I was just lying down by the record player, listening to music, listening to the OJs, the Temptations, you know, people who actually sang, Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, all those
are
people.
golden oldies.
Yeah, so they made me sort of fall in love with it slowly but surely. Bob Marley, all of those people.
We find that a lot of artists, because you're in the soulful genre, a lot of artists, we tend to want to do music that has been done or want to be someone we are not. You have a specific je ne sais quoi, if I can say it, when it comes to your music. What drives your passion and your music?
I think the best thing for anyone to do is never to, well, I won't say never, like, don't try and reflect yourself too much, because that's a little bit selfish. So always reflect what is around you. You know, so I have, if I'm having a conversation with you about love, for example, and you're talking about your bae, I'm going to take that and absorb that and then create something out of that. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
baby. You said I must call you baby. Why the name Baby Jesus? Because I know you write it with the G-S-A-Z.
Yeah.
Where did the name come from?
It actually has nothing deep about it. I was recording another lady by the name of Oriel Hayes. For like a week, we were just chilling, and one of my neighbors came in, and she was wearing my robe. I have like a big robe, and she said, "Oh, look at you looking like Baby Jesus." And I was like, I like that name. I like that name.
And you adopted it.
And I adopted it. I'm like, guys, nobody's going to take that name. I'm like, and then I have it.
But seeing you come from Lesotho, if I may ask, how hard did you find it to actually live your passion in South Africa? Obviously as an artist as well.
Oh no, I mean it's just obviously difficult. It's a big city. You have people from all over the world, people from Nigeria, from Swaziland, from all over. So it was just a case of just meeting the right people with the right frequencies, you know, meeting a lot of musicians. I had the pleasure of working with a lot of people, recording a lot of people.
Like who? Just give us a few names, Ijay.
I've worked with the likes of like Vicky Sampson. I've worked with the likes of Mezzo Piano, Sizzle, a whole lot of people. I'm a sound engineer before I'm actually a vocalist.
Is it?
Yeah.
But you also a DJ?
100%.
Is it?
Like I said, everything in music. I'm also a DJ, voice-over artist, and a vocalist.
Oh, well, I can't wait to hear the performance that we have today. And obviously it's a Sunday, so we've got to go soulful. And obviously we're going to take this time now and absorb some good music. Well, over to you.
Thank you, Mama. This is a love song. It's called...
For you I will, for you I will, for you I will. Climb the highest mountain, climb the highest mountain. For you I will, for you I will, for you I will. Swim the deepest sea. Oh, for you I will. When Obambola me, forever my girl, forever my girl. Oh, 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 oh. Bambolami, stand beside me, stand recently oyami. Oh, Bambolami, stand beside me when I'm away.
So you sound like a person who sings from the heart and
Yes,
a
ma'am.
lover. You sound like a lover.
Hundreds.
Have you found love? That you are such a lover, or is it just the word itself that that entices you to? Because when you sing, you can actually hear the passion.
Yeah, like I said, I absorb from people around me, you know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily about me. It's actually about the relationships that I see with people, and I see people falling in love, whether it be a couple or somebody falling in love with their child, you know, it's always the case, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Let's hear some more. Let's have some more. It's time to dance.
Forever my girl, forever oh, 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 oh. When Obambola me, oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, Sami. Wino Bambolame. Sindiziyo yami, nabo wami, oh, oh, stand sami, bambo lami, stand sami, sindiziyo yami. Climb the highest mountain, oh, for you I will, for you I will, for you I will, for you I will, swim the deepest sea, oh, for you I will, Wino Bambolame.
That was something else.
Thank you.
For a moment there, it felt like you're singing for me, you know? She's the candle holder. Wow, Tumi,
thank you.
Your music has a lot of passion in it.
Yes, ma'am.
And there are many artists out there going through a rough time due to this whole COVID-19 thing. What motivates you even during this time to keep on pushing, and what would you tell that artist out there that just wants to give up?
I think it's all about passion, you know what I'm saying? If you're living the life that you're supposed to be living, you can wake up in the morning, even if you're like tired, even if you're depressed, you just want to wake up. Just do what you love. So music is what I love. So even on bad days, I'm still gonna get up and do it, and
you'll feel better.
And do it with passion. 100%.
So where can people get a hold of you if they'd like to maybe book you or actually just have a conversation with you on?
Just look for BBY GZAS. That's Baby Jesus on Instagram, on YouTube, on iTunes, everywhere they can get a hold of me.
Oh. Well, that
otherwise
was...
they can call you.
Oh, okay. Am I being put in a position of manager now?
I'll call Marie.
Okay, call me. Yeah. Call me. You want Baby Jesus, you just call me. That is all we have for today. Yeah. It was a fantastic show.
It was a beautiful show, actually.
Yeah. Well, obviously, that is me, Mariki Bothma, and Ntomza Mazulu Zindli Ntomza KZN, right here signing out on this beautiful Sunday Weekend Express. Masachaba.
And for me, Masachaba Kobola Khadiyama Soranatlo Yamma Durogana Kiri. Shate.
God bless.
God is so amazing.
Feel the heat.
The Bible says that through his death on the cross, we are now reconciled with our Father.
Forgive and you shall be forgiven.
So wherever God takes us, we're just excited about it.
As a child of God, where you are, you must have an hour of prayer.
Feel the excitement.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus.
I believe that God is working right now.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful!
This is exactly what I was looking for.
DJ Khaled!
It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action.
I like it when it's nice and soft. That is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Welcome to the Weekend Drive with me, Basitana Pora. Now, this is the show where you get to say, huh? Did that really happen? And yes, we will be revamping the show come next Sunday. It will be called What's in the News? Well, let's take a look at the news making headlines this past hour.
God is so amazing.
Feel the heat.
The Bible says that through his death on the cross, we are now reconciled with our Father.
Forgive and you shall be forgiven.
So wherever God takes us, we're just excited about it.
As a child of God, where you are, you must have an hour of prayer.
Feel the excitement.
In the name of Jesus! In the name of Jesus!
I believe that God is working right now.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful!
This is exactly what I was looking for.
DJ Khaled!
It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action. I like it when it's nice and soft. Yeah, that is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Hello and welcome back again to the Weekend Drive with me, Basitsana Pora. This is the show where we get to see news stories that happened during the week and made you go, huh? Aibo, did this really happen? And we start with the calls for President Cyril Ramaphosa to step down continued to mount as he then subjected himself to ANC's Integrity Commission. According to reports from the party's National Executive Committee meeting, which was held at St. George Hotel in Pretoria, a number of senior ANC members have been pushing for him to step down. The calls for the president to step down were coming from all angles, and these started after the COVID-19 PPE tender scandal was exposed. President Cyril Ramaphosa is the first sitting ANC president to appear before the commission, as he has been summoned alongside Party Secretary General Ace Magashule. NEC member Jesse Duarte confirmed the commission sitting with the ANC leaders. Let's take a look at that. The president wrote a letter to the ANC saying its leaders stand accused of corruption and that the ANC does not stand as accused number one. The letter led to key players in the ANC voicing out their disapprovals. One of those was City of Ekurhuleni Mayor Mzwandile Masina, who picketed outside the St. George Hotel during the NEC meeting, calling for corrupt party leaders to step aside. Masina said, "I am saying those who have done wrong the ANC have been able to revolve on how we should deal with it. If there is an accusation of corruption against you, the ANC resolution of the 54th National Conference is very clear. It says you must approach the Integrity Commission, failing which you will be taken to a disciplinary committee. It also says that the matter is before the court in relation to corruption. You must step aside until such time that you are cleared." Masina said that any party leader who has a court case against pending them should step down from their position, including the president. This week, President Cyril Ramaphosa wrote a letter to NEC members, and this didn't rub them the right way. Love letters were flying around with former President Jacob Zuma having written one addressed to President Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa, however, said that he has not read the letter nor responded to it. Nevertheless, the committee sitting happened and President Cyril Ramaphosa briefed the media after it. Moving on, at least 18 people have been arrested during a march to highlight the plight of women and children in South Africa went wrong. Police had to use stun grenades and tear gas to disperse the crowd following violent clashes outside of Parliament. The arrested protesters have been charged with public violence and malicious damage to property. The group, made up of hundreds of students and people who are from a number of civic organizations, marched to Parliament to demand more funding to be allocated to prevent gender-based violence. The group also demanded better support services for survivors of gender-based violence. Police also had a standoff with journalists and blocked them from capturing the protest. Well, this was very unfortunate as it was captured, seeing also that journalists are the ones who are gatekeepers for information in such moments. In the latest gender-based violence incident, a charred body was found at the side of the road in Mthwalome on KwaZulu-Natal in the South Coast. The body was covered in plastic and dumped on the side of the road. Excitement continues in the country, and one particular excited church is Khabula Church. Khabula is South Africa's unorthodox place of worship, which allows its members to drink alcohol during its services. It was founded in 2017 by Tsietsi Makiti to capture the unchurched people who would ordinarily be rejected by conventional, traditional, and evangelical churches. The church allows its members to drink alcohol during the services, and it is reported that the church has expanded abroad to Canada, Switzerland, Germany, and Brazil. In the hall, chairs are set a meter apart with a line that shows the coronavirus physical distancing protocols. Worshippers sip away as they listen to the sermons. The improvised pulpit is decorated with bottles of gin and lager. Now, one would say that that church is one particular one that you would definitely want to go when you are thirsty. Well, Harry Potter creator J.K. Rowling has allegedly said that she will give back an award presented by the U.S. Kennedy family after one of its members criticized her views on gender issues. The Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Organization gave Rowling its Ripple of Hope honor last year. But the group's president, Kerry Kennedy, said this month the British writer's outspoken views on gender diminished the identity of trans people. Rowling sparked controversy in June for tweeting about the use of the phrase people who menstruate instead of saying woman. This led to a string of denunciations. Rowling reportedly said accusations and threats from trans activists have been bubbling in her Twitter timeline Ever since then, she has been overwhelmed by private messages of support. Very unfortunate, therefore, a woman who is celebrated around the world to be seen and heard of saying such utterances. And finally, a Russian court has sentenced 2 Jehovah's Witnesses to 4 years in prison after finding them guilty of extremism. The religious group said Russia's Supreme Court branded the Jehovah's Witnesses as an extremist organization in 2017 and ordered it to disband. Since then, the authorities have detained dozens of Jehovah's Witnesses and convicted them on extremist charges. Vadim Luvichak and Sergei Privitin, who were detained in 2018 in the Serbian town of Berezovsky, near 3,000 kilometers east of Moscow, will appear against their jail sentence, the group said. A US-based spokesperson for the group slammed the sentence as patently absurd. Jehovah's Witnesses are Christians denomination known for door-to-door preaching, closed Bible study, and rejection of military services, blood transfusions, and the group has about 170,000 followers in Russia and as well as 8 million worldwide. Well, we're closing off the show with a showdown that happened on the N3 as South African artists hosted a mini concert after they staged a protest on the N3. DJ Tira, along with other singers such as Naima K and Dladla Mshungisi, actors Kaya Dladla, Dawn Tandika King, and local event planners and business people lined the event while highlighting the plight that the coronavirus pandemic has put artists under. Armed with placards, the group was demanding to be taken seriously by President Cyril Ramaphosa as the lockdown regulations and the limitations of people at venues are impacting their pockets. The mini concert gained momentum and saw law enforcement having a showdown in efforts to disperse the crowd. Despite the downgrade over the months, artists say they are still having to cut back on regulations and do not allow for a larger gathering. That is a very unfortunate one, as you see there, Dladla Mshungisi running for her life, for his life rather. And that is how we run out of the show. Remember, next week we come back with a weekend drive revamped into What in the News with me, Basitsana Pora. And from me is Dr. Ndaba. Thank you so much for joining us as we wrap up what the week was. Good day and goodbye.